My Hero Academia, you're next. Let's talk about it. So the fourth installment in the My Hero Academia franchise when it comes to movies is now out on the big screen for you guys to go and check out. So this is the fourth movie now that we've gotten. The manga has finished, and we have the final war arc that's going on in the anime currently right now with Shigaraki. So this movie takes place before that. It's like in between last season after Vigilante Deku and before the final war arc. So that's where this movie takes place. And this may be the last time we see it on the big screen for a while, or potentially ever again, because everything's finishing unless they're going to do something different and continue the story on somewhere else or do spin-offs. But let's talk about Your Next. Now, the trailers did not wow me. I will say that. It did not wow me. I loved the other three movies a lot, but this trailer did not wow me. And bringing in an All Might as a villain, like doing the sort of like Goku Black thing where it's like, hey, it's not Goku, it's just someone else in Goku's body. And you're thinking, alright, so we're doing the bad All Might theme. Here we go. Okay. So I was like, how's this going to go? I will say I did enjoy this movie. I did enjoy it. Now, what I really liked about this movie, and what I really like about My Hero and what they do really well, is every character, the side characters, they all get shine. And that's what happens in this movie. They all get shine because this is about All Might. This is about his legacy. This is about his ideology, the symbol of peace. And when you get the people that grew up with him, idolizing him, wanting to be All Might and carry on his legacy moving forward, what happens when they come up against someone who's imitating him and taking his symbol and turning it into a different meaning for evil? What is going to happen there? And each character, because this is all about Class 1A, it's all about them, gets their shine. They're doing their part like what My Hero does, and that's what I love about it. And there's some other heroes in here as well that show up that I was very happy to see as well, that got a little bit of shine. The pro heroes get their shine as well. They're not as heavy in it as, the previous movies and stuff like that. But it's good. Like, they're on the sideline. They're still there. They still get their shine. But I will say the third act of this movie, I really enjoyed the third act. And look, we had in the first movie, we had All Might and Deku. They were the ones that really took the mantle and went on to fight the final villain. Then we got Heroes Rising, where we had my boy Bakugo and Deku team up to fight Nine, and that was about them. Then we get World's Heroes Mission, and we get Shoto, Bakugo, and Deku, who all fight in 3 major battles going there, with Deku fighting the major villain. This time we get the big 3, Shoto, Bakugo, and Deku, working together to fight the villain. And it's just so good. Like, what I love is this fight is about narrative. Not necessarily about, like, the action and stuff like that. It's about the narrative behind it. Because you have Deku, who has been chosen by All Might. Deku, who looked up to All Might, who only ever wanted to be All Might. Then you have Bakugo, who looked up to All Might, carries his card around, wanted to be All Might. And then you have Shoto, who also looked up to All Might and wanted to be All Might. The 3 who wanted and strived their whole entire life to be All Might, fighting the bad All Might. It was fantastic to see, and dude, the animation of that final act was incredible. There is this one scene where all 3 of them are there, the backdrops and everything to each character. Dude, it was just cinema. I was like, oh, so good. There's also moments where we see Bakugo and Shoto work together in battles and stuff like that, which was awesome to see. Dark Shadow and that, they got their own shine as well. They sort of took him as the 4th with the big 3, went with them. And so it was like, yeah, Dark Shadow is part of that. He's close to them as well. So he got his shine. But again, man, when they use that score, when they use the freaking score, man, it just hits. It just hits every single time it's on screen, and they utilize it perfectly in this movie as well. My boy Bakugo stands on business in this movie, man. He stands on business. He was his hilarious best. He was his arrogant self, and he was his badass self as well that I absolutely loved. Deku was amazing as well, you know, him shining through with his stuff, you know, he's that guy that changes people. And then you have Shoto as well, who is fantastic as well. The new character that they introduced, they obviously introduced new characters each one. We had Rhodey in the last one. This time we get Gildo, I believe it's pronounced, Gildo. He's a fantastic character, and his backstory with Anna is sad, tragic, wholesome, and it just hits you on that emotional level as well. So that whole storyline with him and Deku trying to do that, and you know, we're seeing Gildo's arc transform from one point to another point, which was great, all because of Deku. That was fantastic as well. Really, really enjoyed that. Now, some things that I didn't think worked as well. There was the opening music and the ending music I didn't think worked that well. It's not as good as previous ones. And look, I think some of the villains didn't get enough shine and enough backstory. So we have this, you know, this villain that's All Might, and there's like obviously multiple All Mights, and when you get the reveal gets who they are and stuff like that. I would have liked more backstory to them villains and understood why, like, ultimately what their ultimate goal fully is. Obviously, we know what the All Might's goal is. He's to be the symbol, you know, to take over and stuff like that, to showcase that. So he has a bit of, you know, story to him, but the rest of them, like his henchmen and stuff like that, like the second in commands and that, they don't really, they're just there for like fodder and stuff like that. So that kind of takes away from it. Some of the story leading up to it, it does get sidetracked in parts as well. It's not as fluent as the previous ones, which is a little bit of a shame, but, you know, it's not too bad. The animation is still great, though. The animation is gorgeous, and I really, really enjoyed it. I did think some fights, though, were a bit lacking compared to the previous ones. Like, the final act with the Big Three versus All Might, fantastic. Like, that was the battle. I would have liked to see a little bit more with Dark Shadow and his fight going on. I would have liked to see, you know, a bit more of the other fights as well going on that could have been a bit more. They just felt, they did feel very second rate. Like, I do like that they got shine, those characters and that, but I think they could have enhanced those fights and made them a bit more epic in proportion than anything else. But overall, I think it's a solid entry into it. I don't know where I rank it right now. I'm going to have to go and really think about where I'm going to rank it. I wouldn't put it in my top 2. I'll tell you that now. It's not going to be in my top 2. Whether or not it comes in third or not, I don't know. But I will do a video on that. But if you guys have seen it, let me know what you guys think of it. Did you guys enjoy it? Is it your favorite one? Is it not? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button for me. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.